I'm out here at a horse farm for a guppy convention, and it is insane. Today I'm going to bring you along to my first ever fish show, the 2019 Florida Fancy Guppy Association annual show and auction. The show is being hosted by the men's basketball coach at Tampa Bay University, Richard Schmidt, and his wife Mary Jo. And they put on an event. There were so many beautiful guppies, awesome people. It was awesome to meet so many new fish friends. I'm probably gonna forget some people, but a big shout out to Parker, Robert, Devin, Joel, Joe, John Jay. I know I'm missing a few people. The first thing I had to do was take a look at some of the guppies that were entered into the show. After checking out some of the amazing guppies that were shipped in from all over the world, I had to check out some of the stuff they had for auction that was going to be held after the show. After I checked out all the guppies and fish and plants and shrimp that people had brought to the show, Coach Schmidt welcomed us to check out his own guppy room.
These are very pretty. These two there, when they were crossed, which is called a big-eared guppy. All the pastry on the leaves. See, that's not a blonde. These are all they're just real blonde. These are only like 3 months old, maybe not even that. There's the father of them there. Now these are bluegrass. So they don't really have the platinum thing, but they're really. Like these fish, way too many in here.
I got the net. It's a bag.
These are very nice. And sometimes I get double swords out of them. They're originally a single sword, but they actually produce the swords that are beautiful. My females basically get that big, really big like that.
I couldn't help but notice the horses that were right across the way, so I snuck over and said hi real quick. This is one of my dream goals, is to eventually own a horse farm. So I was in heaven. I snapped back to reality as they prepared to start the actual show, and Joe Mason, one of the founders of the Florida Fancy Guppy Association, was explaining us a little bit of that process.
And then what they'll do to separate that out is they'll point it, and that will usually decide it, because maybe this fish has a little better dorsal fin, or that has a little better coloring. You gotta remember, like with coloring, transparency is best. If you can see through the color, it's going to get down pointing for that reason, a lot. Let's face it, part of it, what you're looking at is beauty. And if the color isn't truly there, that's a big thing to take away. Art is a big thing, it's hard to get around. But if each region had their own club, and then have once a year or twice a year a show like this, maybe a spring show.
I found out that some of the guppies that were entered into the show were actually going to be put into the auction afterwards. So I did my due diligence and made sure I took a closer look at all the guppies in the show. This is the guppy that won first place. This was first for swordtails, and this was first for roundtails. After the show winners were announced, it was time to take a quick break before the auction and before the amazing spread of food prepared by the Schmidts, and take a look at their amazing collection of...
Look at the birds. Sandy Moore, turn around and say hi. Someone has a good voice back there.
We all worked up quite an appetite, but the Schmidts were prepared, and Mary Jo and Coach Schmidt whipped up quite the spread. This was some of the best chili, pulled pork sandwiches, and coleslaw I had ever. Huge thank you for their hospitality. Now that everyone's stomach was full, it was time to empty our wallets. In conjunction with the Tampa Bay Aquarium Society, proud member of, they held an auction, and it was really fun.
Who's in at 10? I got 10, 12, 14, 16,
Oh, are those right?
18, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. You got him, number 23, 30 bucks.
5, 30, 35,
60, 62, 64. Sold, number 16.
special thank you to Bill Shields, who is a legend in the hobby. He's the reason why I attended this event. He had put it on Facebook. Once again, Joe Mason and the entire Florida Fancy Guppy Association, and of course the Schmidts for hosting. It was an amazing, amazing time. I can't wait to go back next year for the 2020 Florida Fancy Guppy Association annual show and auction.